Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whenever you're watching this. Welcome to an update of the topics of the town news regarding the town of Danvers. What I like to report first of all is a rare public showing of the original 1776 printed Declaration of Independence that has been archived in our system of Richard Trask, who is our archivist. Today we have the declaration. I am providing you a copy of it so we can take a look at it. However, the declaration itself is preserved. This is from 1776, and it's one of two copies that Danvers possesses, and I don't know if there are more than 20 all around the country. So this is something that is well preserved in our archives. But what we actually did is on July 4th, on Independence Day, we had a reading, Declaration of Independence reading. One of these large 18th century late paper broadsides was printed in Salem by order of the Massachusetts General Court and distributed for mandatory public reading at local communities. The second broadside, which is also in our archives, only two known to exist, was published by the same printer, Ezekiel Russell, for individual patriotic family purchase, and includes two woodlock oval images depicting American military heroes, General George Washington at the left, and General Horace Gates, who is pictured on the top of the broadside. This is a first ever printed depiction of the father of our country and later first president of the United States. On July 6th, we had a viewing of both of these documents at the Archival Center in the Danvers Public Library. And Richard Trask was good enough to put them into a glass enclosure that was viewed by the general public of Danvers. So, to give you an indication of what this reading of the Declaration of Independence, I am enclosing a film that I took of the reading itself at the Rotary Pavilion at the public library, and we have a record of all the individuals that have participated. David McKenna gave a brief presentation of what this whole thing was about, but the reading was originated by Sally Kearns, and she was present at that reading as well. So if you have the time, please listen to the words of the individuals that have read segments of the Declaration of Independence, and listen to what the Declaration actually said 250 years ago. And what I've noticed, and this is just a reporter's comment, I noticed that a lot of the phrases in the Declaration of Independence are applicable today. What is happening to our little community of Danvers, the state of Massachusetts, and the country, the Declaration speaks to us on a very brief but poignant basis. So take a look at the film, and I hope you enjoy it. Take it for what it's worth. It's a depiction of the residents of Danvers reading the Declaration of Independence from 1776. Thank you for watching, and enjoy. All right, David, what are we here for today?
We are here today to commemorate the founding of our great nation 250 years ago, when a postwriter brought the Ezekiel Russell copy of the original Declaration of Independence for each meeting house to read at the next service. This is the copy that was printed before. It was actually signed by all of the delegates at the Continental Congress. And we have 2 copies of the original document that were given to Danvers, and we will be having a viewing of those at the archives in the library, right up here in the lower level of the library behind me, on Monday afternoon from 4:30 to 8:30, excuse me, which is at the same time as the concert with Wildfire is going to be here playing at the pavilion.
And this is one of the supporting the 250th anniversary of the state of United States.
Supporting the 250th anniversary of the founding of the United States of America, and throwing off the mantle of the ownership, slavery by the King of England. We became a free country that would be governed of the people, by the people, and for the people 250 years ago. A republic, Ben Franklin said, if you can keep it. God help us if we don't.
Thank you very much for your comments, and I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hi. You're not getting out of my way.
Okay, all readers, please come up to the gazebo and organize yourselves
Good for you.
according
I got
to
the
the
last
number
one.
on your reading card.
Well, before
So,
the name.
1 through 10, you're going to be here. We should probably do it backwards, right? One in every crowd. All right. In order of your numbers, please. So you're going to want to find, okay, number 9. You're fairly early on. Number 2, you're in the perfect spot. 2, 4, beautiful. What number are you, Julie? 3, perfect. You're right there in between these 2 folks. Numbers. Good. Okay, what number are you?
I'm in the 30.
Okay. Well, we'll do our best. What number are you, sir? Oh, you're going to be over. Okay, everybody. Yo, what's that teacher thing that you do? Okay. Perfect, thank you. Thank you to the teachers. All right, the militia is here. The only additional nugget that I want to add, everybody is reading the final paragraph, whether or not it is highlighted on your copy. and for the support of this declaration. Don't panic if you can't see it, but I might try to give a high sign, okay? We're also doing handoff of the mic, so go up, have your part ready, read it, pass the mic on to the next person. Okay? And Liz, I'm going to ask you, can you come this way a little bit? We don't want hanging off the edges, all right? Sorry. Okay. Luis, Amy, Nora, a little bit that way. Okay? All right? Tucked in here. Here.
Company, to the forward. March. Attention! Attention! Important memo! Broadside from the Second Continental Congress to be read in front of the town. Company, halt.
Thank you, Captain Preston.
To the left, face. Order your firelocks.
Thank you, Captain Preston. We have a document brought to us from the Continental Congress to be read to the town members. In Congress, July 4th, 1776, the unanimous declaration of the 13 United States of America.
Huzzah!
When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men deriving from just powers from the consent of the governed.
That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to effect their safety and happiness.
Prudence indeed will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes, and accordingly, all experience hath shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer, while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed.
But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security.
Such has been the patient sufferance of these colonies, and such is now the necessity which constrains them to alter their former system of government. The history of the present King of Great Britain is a history of repeated injuries, usurpations, and having in direct object the establishment of an absolute tyranny over these states.
To prove this, let facts be submitted to a candid world. He has refused his assent to laws, the most wholesome and necessary for the public good.
He has forbidden his governors to pass laws of immediate and pressing importance, unless suspended in their operation till his assent should be obtained, and when so suspended, he has utterly neglected to attend to them.
He has refused to pass other laws for the accommodation of large districts of people unless those people would relinquish the right of representation in the legislature, a right inestimable to them and formidable to tyrants only.
He has called together legislative bodies at places unusual, uncomfortable, and distant from the depositories of their public records, for the sole purpose of fatiguing them into compliance with his measures.
He has dissolved Representative House repeatedly for opposing with many firmness his invasions on the rights of people.
He has refused for a long time, after such resolutions, to cause others to be elected, whereby the legislative powers, incapable of annihilation, have returned to the people at large for their exercise, the state remaining in the meantime exposed to all the dangers of invasion from without and convulsions within.
He has endeavored to prevent the population of these states. For that purpose, obstructing the laws of naturalization of foreigners, refusing to pass others to encourage their migrations hither, and raising conditions of new appropriations of lands.
He has obstructed the administration of justice by refusing his assent to laws for establishing judiciary powers.
He has made judges dependent on his will alone for the tenure of their offices and the amount in payment of their salaries.
He has erected a multitude of new offices and sent hither swarms of officers to harass our people and eat out their substance. He has kept among us in times of peace standing armies without the consent of our legislatures.
He has affected to render the military independent of and superior power. He has combined with others to subject us to a jurisdiction foreign to our Constitution and unacknowledged by our laws, giving his assent to the acts of pretended legislation.
For quartering large bodies of armed troops among us, for protecting them by a mock trial from punishment for any murders which they should commit in the inhabitants of these states.
For cutting off our trade with all parts of the world, for imposing taxes on us without our consent, for depriving us in many cases of the benefit of trial by jury, for transporting us beyond the seas to be tried for pretended offenses.
For abolishing the free system of English laws in a neighboring province, establishing therein an arbitrary government, and enlarging its boundaries so as to render it at once an example of fit instrument for introducing the same absolute rule in these colonies.
For taking away our charters, abolishing our most valuable laws, and altering fundamentally the forms of our governments. For suspending our own legislatures and declaring themselves invested with power to legislate for all of us, for us in all cases whatsoever.
He has abdicated government here by declaring us out of his protection and waging war against us. He has plundered our seas, ravaged our coasts, burnt our towns, and destroyed the lives of our people.
He is at this time transporting large armies of foreign mercenaries
to complete the works of death, desolation, and tyranny, already begun with circumstances of cruelty and perfidy scarcely paralleled in the most barbarous ages, and totally unworthy the head of a civilized nation.
He has constrained our fellow citizens taken captive on the high seas to bear arms against their country, to become the executioners of their friends and brethren, or to fall themselves by their hands.
He has excited domestic insurrection amongst us. He has endeavored to bring those inhabitants of our frontiers, the merciless Indian savages, whose non-law warfare and undistinguished destruction of all ages, sexes, and conditions.
In every stage of these oppressions, we have petitioned for redress in the most humble terms. Our repeated petitions have been answered only by repeated injury. A prince whose character is thus marked by every act which may define a tyrant is unfit to be the ruler of a free people.
Nor have we been wanting in attentions to our British brethren. We have warned them from time to time of attempts by their legislature to extend an unwarrantable jurisdiction over us.
We have reminded them of the circumstances of our immigration and settlement here.
We have appealed to their native justice and magnanimity, and we have conjured them by the ties of our common kindred to disavow these usurpations, which would inevitably interrupt our connections and correspondence.
They too have been deaf to the voice of justice and consanguinity. We must therefore acquiesce in the necessity which denounces our separation and hold them as we hold the rest of mankind, enemies in war, in peace, friends.
We, therefore, the representatives of the United States of America, in General Congress, assemble, appealing to the Supreme Judge of the world for the rectitude of our intentions, do, in the name and by the authority of the good people of these colonies, solemnly publish and declare
that these united colonies are, and of right, ought to be free and independent states, that they are absolved from all allegiance to the British Crown, and that all political connection between them and the state of Great Britain is and ought to be totally dissolved.
And that as free and independent states, they have full power to levy war, conclude peace, contract alliances, establish commerce, and do all other acts and things which independent states may of right do.
And for the support of this declaration, with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor.
New Hampshire, Josiah Bartlett, William Whipple, Matthew Thornton.
Massachusetts, John Hancock, Samuel Adams, John Adams, Robert Treat Payne, Elbridge Gerry.
Rhode Island, Stephen Hopkins, William Ellery. Connecticut, Roger Sherman, Samuel Huntington, William Williams, Oliver Walcott.
New York, William Floyd, Philip Livingston, Francis Lewis, Lewis Morris. New Jersey, Richard Stockton, John Witherspoon, Francis Hopkinson, John Hart, Abraham Clark. Pennsylvania, Robert Morse, Benjamin Rush, Benjamin Franklin, John Morton, John Clymer, James Smith, George Taylor, James Wilson, George Ross.
Delaware, Caesar Rodney, George Reed, Thomas McKean,
Maryland, Samuel Chase, William Packer, Thomas Stone, Charles Carroll of Carrollton. Virginia, George White, Richard Henry Lee, Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Harrison, Thomas Nelson Jr., Francis Lightfoot Lee, Carter Braxton. North Carolina, William Hooper, Joseph Hughes, John Penn. South Carolina, Edward Rutledge, Thomas Hayward Jr., Thomas Lynch Jr., Arthur Middleton.
Georgia, Button Gwinnett, Lyman Hall, George Walton. That's it?
Thank you very much. Well done, readers, each and every one. Thank you all. Thank you all for being here. Happy July 4th. It is too warm for speeches, so we will just leave us all with gratitude for what the Declaration gave us and what it will continue to give us, and our role in making sure that all it stands for continues. I forgot to thank the Danvers Alarm List Militia. Can you please wave or something? I will note that in this 250th anniversary of the Declaration, the Danvers Historical Society, Danvers Alarm List Company, help me out, and the Danvers Archives have worked together for the entire year and the year leading up to it. I see Laura Silly here, 3 years, she's telling me 3. If you had read, I'd said 5, but they have worked tirelessly to make this possible and to bring us all together, and we are grateful. And do not forget that on July the 6th, Richard Trask over there, our town archivist for the town of Danvers, will have the two original broadsides printed of the Declaration in 1776. They will be on display inside the library near the Gordon Room, and you may view them. And it is quite powerful, and I hope you join anytime between 4:30 and 8:30. And Richard, give me a high sign that I've not left anything out. Okay. All right, happy July 4th, everybody. Yay.
Let's also thank Sally Cairns for all the work she put into this event, organizing it and getting everything pulled together. I thank you all for coming down. Ben Franklin said, I give you a republic, if you can keep it. You damn well better keep it, folks.
See that? That's somebody's list. Where is that? Where is that?
Attention! Show the fireworks.
The dead tree.
Yeah.
To the left, face. To the forward, with drum. March.
It's like got a little bit of greenery behind it.
Yeah.
It looks like an eagle.
All right, let me let these guys go. Can you just tell me what you saw, because I can't see it?
Yeah, so there's it looks from here like a black and white bird. I think it's an eagle. See the dead tree across the pond?
Right.
It's near the very top of that. Not at the tippity top, but a little bit lower down.
In the V.
In the V on the left side.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
my phone photo is just blurry when I zoom in, and we were like, maybe you could see it better.
Hopefully I can bring that in the studio.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Now, even a eagle was listening to all the Declaration of Independence. Hey, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Now,
This is a copy, a reprint of the Ezekiel Russell document that was originally brought to Danvers by Post Rider in 1776 to be read at each church. This is a copy of the document you will be able to see next Monday evening in the archives in the basement of the library.
good. Thank you. And you are whom?
Hello, I'm Dr. Linda Massillot. I've been practicing dentistry here in Danvers for more than 2 decades, and I have admired this effort of this committee, led by Sally Cairns, to bring us together to read the Declaration of Independence, and here she is with her fabulous smile.
Sally.
I just want to announce that we will all hear church bells at noontime.
Oh, wow.
And they will ring for 10 minutes to signify that we have
Revolted against the British.
declared independence. So I'm just going to make that announcement. Thank you to everybody. 10 minutes. In 30 minutes for 10 minutes. This is our largest turnout ever. We've done this. This is our 15th year of reading the Declaration. And so much more meaningful this year because of our anniversary. Thank you.
Coincident with
Were you
the 250
surprised
as
at
well.
the movie?
That's
Which is
right.
awesome.
There's been very little done about that,
A time? It's more like a
about the
scarf.
celebration.
Or a sash.
I found it
You want to say anything?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Hi, America. This is Julie Curtis.
You
This is Julie Curtis. I'm a library trustee, a town meeting member, and I'm the Democratic State Committee woman. God bless America, and happy 250th.
Thank you very much.
From which church?
Because this is not censored.
Should I take off my hat?
Yes.
Yes.
Now we have today, you are?
I'm D. Joko, the chair of the Danvers Select Board. What a turnout. Thanks to everyone who were able to get this together. Days like this just remind us of, what our founding fathers, put forward for us to follow.
And we are the two of the immigrants that are celebrating this Declaration of Independence.
Exactly. And it also reminds us of the importance of our community coming together,
Right.
and show respect to our history as we chart our way forward. So,
Thank you very much for the
happy-
comments.
Happy 4th to everyone, and happy 250th.
Yeah, and that's right.
And I'm still waiting for my invite for your barbecue, man.
Anytime. Anytime.
Happy 4th.
Thanks.